So today I want to talk about this item right here, the Desert Eagle Heat Treated. It has been a very interesting and very controversial introduction into CS2. Obviously, it came into the Armory as a limited edition item, and that got a lot of people very, very, very excited. So many people were excited to, try and get the blue gem patterns or just to try and collect as many of this item as possible because they thought, oh, it's a limited edition item. That's going to be an insane investment. Or so many people thought, hey, these blue gems look so insane. They're going to be an insane investment. But in this video today, I want to take a look at what's actually been going on with the Desert Eagle Heat Treated prices since they have been removed from the Armory and what also could be happening going forward into the future. Today's video is sponsored by Pirate Swap, an automated CS2 trading platform where you can turn your skins into new ones simple and easy. All you have to do is click on the skins that you want to get rid of and then click on the new skins that you want to own and select confirm trade. It's that simple, it's that easy. And Pirate Swap has an amazing collection of skins, so you will definitely be able to find something that you like. And if you use the discount code GERM on Pirate Swap today, you're actually going to be able to claim a free $10 bonus and be able to get a 35% deposit bonus as well. So it's an awesome site with awesome features offering you an amazing discount. So there's no reason to not go check out Pirate Swap with that first link in the description below today. And thank you to them for sponsoring this video. So the day that the Desert Eagle Heat Treated was getting removed from the Armory, I made a video. And I love that I made this video, and I want to do more stuff like this going forward in the future. But this video is a little bit of a time capsule of what exactly was going on in terms of the prices and the markets and everything at the very second or the very day that this item was removed, so we can see what all the prices were back then. And I think this is a really, really cool data point because sometimes it can be hard to find historical data, especially on specific patterns or specific tiers or whatever. So I went on Buff163 and I took a look at what the price of all the different Desert Eagle Heat Treateds were in all the different wares the day that it was actually being removed. And then I also looked at tier 1s and I looked at pattern 69, which is one of the best blue gem pattern Desert Eagle Heat Treated. So I think it's really cool. We can actually go back and look and see what has happened. You can see that this video is made on January 14th of 2025, meaning that this is when the Desert Eagle Heat Treated was removed, and it's been about February 14th, March 14th. It's been about 10 weeks or something like that. And that's not an insane amount of time. Obviously, most investments you want to give ample time to play out. Some people have different time horizons for their investments, whether it be 6 months or 12 months or 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, whatever. Most people aren't investing. And I don't think we're investing in the Desert Eagle Heat Treated to make money in 10 weeks. But there were some people out there, I think, trying to make some short-term profits because people were like, oh, it's a limited edition item. It's being removed. It's going to see this nice little price spike. But I actually think there were so many people doing that and so many people trying to invest and try and hit that quick little price spike of it being removed, and also so many bots that we ended up finding out that were farming these Desert Eagle Heat Treateds that the short-term trade didn't necessarily work out too well. So we can go back here and see that on the day that this was removed, a factory new Desert Eagle Heat Treated was going for around $43.88 on Buff163. We can also see, about $5, close to $6 for the minimal wear, close to $3 for field tested, $1.40 for well worn, and $1.33 for battle scarred. And here are those prices today. You can see a very, very sharp contrast. Most of these prices have been cut in half in just about 10 weeks, which is really, really crazy. Again, we went from about $43 down to about $23. So I don't know, it's like between 40 and 50% drop off in just 10 weeks. That is very, very, very crazy, very unfortunate. Obviously, if you did load a lot of money into these. And again, this is at a time where the markets, the overall CS markets have been up a lot in the past 10 weeks. So not only are you losing money, but you're also losing even bigger in terms of opportunity cost, where if your money would have been somewhere else in the CS markets, not only would you not have lost money, you would have gained money. So there's that huge difference. And it also makes me wonder, hey, if the markets would have been flat or stable or even in a little bit of a downtrend in this period, then what would have happened to the Desert Eagle Heat Treated? Because you have to remember that CS markets overall, pretty much moved together. The player base has kind of still been doing really, really well in these past 10 weeks, and the markets have been going up. So if we would have been in a little bit of a downtrend, these numbers could have been even uglier. These numbers could have been even more gross, and that's very, very unfortunate for anyone who did load their money into this thing. We can also take a look at, again, I looked at that pattern 60, or I guess we can look at the tier 1s first. I looked at the tier 1 blue gems. The cheapest factory new tier 1 blue gem at this time, according to Buff163, was $1,580. And again, if we pull that up right now, we will see the cheapest tier 1 and factory new is $1,237, which I use my calculator, and that's about a 20% drop off. So again, this is not as bad. If you were investing in the tier 1 blue gems, you have not seen as bad of returns as if you just bought factory new Desert Eagle Heat Treated. treated, which I do think that most of the people who are talking about doing this thing as investments, they were looking at the blue gems or those higher tier patterns because they said, hey, those are the ones that are actually kind of rare. Those are the ones that are actually a little bit more desirable, because overall, one of the biggest problems with the Desert Eagle heat treated is one, just how many of them are out there, and two, just how ugly it looks if it's not in a nice blue gem pattern, or at least a pattern with a lot of blue on it, because the basic one looks really disgusting. The colors aren't very vibrant. It honestly in some ways looks even worse than just like a regular Desert Eagle. So I don't know. A lot of people were going for these blue gems. Again, if you got a blue gem, hey, you're doing better than if you didn't get a blue gem, but still being down 21% in about 10 weeks during a major bull run in the CS2 markets, that is really, really bad. That is very, very unfortunate performance. This is, not ideal. And then I do believe I have the pattern 69 in here somewhere if we're able to pull it up. Okay, here is that pattern 69, which was at the time going for $2,700 on the low end. So we can look that up real quick. Again, this is not the absolute number one pattern as people claim, but it is up there. People have pattern 69 as like, one of the very, very best tier one blue gems. And yeah, it's at $1,300 right now. Again, this is seen more than a 50% drop off in just 10 weeks, which is very, very, very crazy. So again, at the time, I was saying I was not a huge proponent of Desert Eagle heat treated investments. I did not invest into any of them. I just own a single Desert Eagle heat treated, and it was actually the Desert Eagle heat treated that I opened in this video, because I was like, hey, I want to open a Desert Eagle heat treated because, hey, it's going away today. I want to be a part of this. I want to be a part of, CS history, whatever, get this limited edition item. I got some trash pattern. I got some trash skin, whatever. It's okay. It doesn't really matter. It cost me like 25 stars or whatever. But I, did not make this a significant investment, and that was for a lot of different reasons. Over the past year or so have gotten really, really serious into focusing on the highest fundamental CS2 investments. I want to get stuff that is decreasing in supply, stuff that is at pretty reasonable prices and has room to run, stuff that has a lot of genuine demand, stuff that just makes a lot of simple sense, and stuff that has a lot of historical data to back up. And the Desert Eagle heat treated pretty much fits none of those boxes. Obviously, it doesn't have a decreasing supply. It doesn't have amazing fundamentals. It doesn't have really insane demand. It has a pretty terrible price. I mean, the fact that these things were already $2,700, if you want to invest in the pattern 69, you think blue gems are going to explode. Already, the day that they were removed, these things were $2,700. Tier ones were what, $1,300 or $1,500, whatever you said. What do you think these things are going to go to? You think they're going to go to $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $10,000? Like, to me, that risk to reward ratio just doesn't make sense when things like trade up fodder or things like cases exist out there. Why would I be loading all my money into Desert Eagle heat treated blue gems or the gun skins or whatever when it just doesn't make sense? Because there's literally stuff in the armory that's just kind of way better investments. And again, you throw on top the fact, like I said, that the bots seem to be farming these, and also you throw back on top of all that yes, there was a timer and a countdown. This was a limited edition item, but when everyone has that timer, when this is going to get removed, when that is public information, that actually makes the whole thing a lot worse. If something gets randomly removed, you have a bigger chance of people having missed out and people have been waited too long and not been investing in this thing. But when there's a literal timer counting down, people are going to know exactly when they can wait to buy this thing. They know exactly when it's going to get removed, and that also takes away that random spike up factor, but it also makes people load up as much as they can at the very last second, which is going to create so many of these out there. And that's obviously something that people have talked about. The fact that there are almost 600,000 of these things created, when you compare this to something like the Desert Eagle print stream, you can see there's about 700,000. So you have about as many of these created as, a skin that's in, an active drop pool case right now. So there are truly a lot of Desert Eagle heat treated out there. Now, again, the argument's going to be, hey, there's not as many blue gems out there. The blue gems look way better. The blue gems are way more rare. But I would also say, hey, a blue gem is, $1,300 or $2,000 or $2,700 or whatever. And to me, that doesn't really give, like I said, a great risk reward ratio. Doesn't really give you a lot of chance to run, and this is why ultimately I decided to stay away from the Desert Eagle heat treateds, and so far I feel very, very confident with that decision. Now, I know that there's some people who bought Desert Eagle heat treateds maybe during a bottom of the market, or they bought them sometime randomly while it was still existing, whatever. I think that's largely gambling. When I look back and kind of back test and look at historical data and trends and see how things have performed, I like to look at stuff from the day it was removed, or a significant date where something actually happened, because while the Desert Eagle heat treated was actually still able to be gotten from the game. It was just kind of gambling where you thought the price was going to go. Some people picked out great prices, some people picked out bad prices, whatever. If you did happen to get them at an amazingly low price and at the local low, you had no idea if the price was going to go up higher, go down lower, or anything like that. So it could have worked out for you in that regard, but again, you still have given up some of those gains since this thing has been removed, and I think as time goes on, you might give up more of them. I don't know. To me, it's a very, very bad sign that Desert Eagle Heat Treated has been performing very, very poorly at a time where the player base is increasing a lot, and skin values are increasing a lot and stuff like that. That is not a good sign. Also, another thing, there are so many people who are saying, oh, the Desert Eagle, print stream, the blue gems, it's like best in class. It's one of the best looking Desert Eagle skins in the game. That's going to have genuine demand. That's going to get people excited. But, when you go to something like CS2 Pro Skin, there's a kind of an interesting website that shows what skins pros are using. Now, hey, pros, these are people who are dedicated to the game. These are people who have insane inventories. These are people who have a lot of money. These are people who can use, the best of the best. They can use pretty much whatever skins they want. And when you look at Desert Eagles, you will see right now that as far as Desert Eagle skins, you have the Desert Eagle Blaze, you have the Desert Eagle Print Stream, and then pretty much everything else. You can see right here, this sliver, 1.08% of pro players are using a Desert Eagle Heat Treated. It's just not a skin, and again, that what pro players are using isn't the end all be all, but what pro players do use can sometimes get popularized by the community. Popular pro players using a skin can make the skin increase in value and stuff like that. But so far, pro players haven't really caught on to using the Heat Treated. They don't really care about it that much. They're using the Blaze, they're using the Print Stream. These are great skins that I think are going to continue to increase in value and are going to be decent investments long term. Even something like the Emerald Yarmungandr, still really, really cool. But Desert Eagle Heat Treated blue gems are still not something that I've really seen catch on as people being like, oh, this is the Deagle skin that you need to have. And obviously the insane price tag is one of the things kind of keeping people away from it. And I also think making it not so great of an investment. So far the Desert Eagle Heat Treated has been a pretty disastrous investment, kind of whatever strategy you have used. And I hope we can, use this and learn from it going forward in the future, because it's very, very possible we could get a new limited edition item at some point in CS2. And I think a lot of people are expecting us to get a new limited edition item at some point in CS2, but you have to remember these limited edition items don't necessarily have great fundamentals, other than the fact that they're limited. Hey, that's awesome, but the fact that, again, the supply of them is not decreasing. You can't use them for trade ups. They're not consumable, nothing like that. And also, when people redeem, the Desert Eagle Heat Treated thing, they're guaranteed to get the Heat Treated. If you redeem the Sport and Field collection, you might get a fade, but you're probably not going to, and there's only going to be so many of those created. But when you click that Heat Treated button, you are creating Heat Treateds, and you can click that over and over again. It makes it really easy to bot farm. It makes it really easy for people to get a ton of them out there, and obviously that is going to make it a worse and worse investment overall, but you also want to invest in things that are not at ridiculous price tags. So nothing about the Heat Treated makes sense to me, and I'm not really shocked to see that it hasn't been performing that well going forward in the future. I hope you guys didn't throw too much money into these. I hope you guys aren't losing too much money on them, and I hope that you guys just continue to put your money in the best places in the CS2 markets, the places with the most fundamentals, and hopefully we can learn from this and make a lot of money going forward in the future. I don't know. Pretty much it was this video today, guys. Hopefully I catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.